Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel. And so, what do you think Games Workshop's biggest problem is today? Is it the pricing? Is it the organizational skills? The lack of stock? What do you think it is? Okay, now I'm going to set my argument forward. It's not one I see regularly argued, but I think it is a massive issue with Games Workshop. And this is not actually it's not really their fault at all. It is a problem and it's one that needs to happen, but I can't really say it's their actual. I can't really just pin the blame on Games Workshop on this one. But it is a problem, and I think it is affecting their sales. It is affecting them, and it's affecting the community. And that is, Games Workshop has no meaningful competition. If you look at everything else, it has some sort of competition, something that you can compete with, that is it equal, in market value or marketplace, but or sort of equal. It's always going to be like one or the other. But there isn't that. You've got Star Trek, you've got Star Wars, you have the Xbox, you have Sony and PlayStation, you have Coca-Cola and you have Pepsi. You've even got Mars Corporation and Cadbury. So no matter which way you look at life, there is always something there which is going to compete, and it's good for everyone. It's really good for the market, it's really good for the consumer, it's actually beneficial for everyone because it means they're going to have to increase in the quality and they have to also lower prices. And without any form of competition, there is no real drive to do either. So with Games Workshop, there's no competition. Their quality of game has been completely going downhill since 7th edition. I don't think there's actually been a fantastic game since 5th, but that's just my opinion on that one. And I would say a lot of the quality of the models have gone down as well, sculpt wise, and how they look. Yes, I can argue that the plastic's better, right? But this is actually how they look once they're finished, when you've painted them, and how the models look compared to everyone else. Like the actual aesthetic quality aesthetic quality of the models aren't as good as what they were. That's 7, 8, back in 5th edition. Since I would say about 7th when they've really started to go downhill. There's Chaos, which have completely over detailed. Now, detail looks good and it can be good, but when it's over detailed, it can make the model far too easy to paint. It can take a lot of this. It can distract you from a lot. It can distract you a lot. And it can actually be a little bit worse. And you've got the size of models as well, which can be a bit bothersome. And quality-wise, it's gone downhill. It sounds like it's not, but I mean, it really has. There's better-looking models out there by different companies. One of my favourite models I've seen lately is the Judge Dredd Judge Death one by Warlord. One of my favourite models is Walks Looking, More Cradle, and I like the classic half-breed beast for Abyssal Dwarves and Mantic. So anyway, back to competition. See, when you have competition, you have to lower your prices. You have to up your game quality-wise, and you have to lower your prices at the same time. Games Workshop have done price increases for the last 5 years consecutively, which now puts anything which was available then and now almost at a 40% increase than it was 5 years ago, just with a 5% increase. So you got price rises out the wazoo. Now, with the inflation problem this year and last year, yeah, I can see why you would rise the price. But when there wasn't that problem, when it was actually pretty good for everyone, there was no reason to rise the prices, except they could because there's no one else to go to. And with that, they're going to end up pricing themselves out of the market. Where people are going to go, well, I can't play Warhammer anymore, I just can't afford it. So there's the other problem. When the prices do get to a point where people are going to go, I just can't afford this on top. We're not just talking like inflation or any form of economical crisis here. We're just talking, let's say, at the best possible time, where people are slightly richer. There will come to a point, if GW continues raising prices, where people can go, yeah, I just can't afford this anymore. It's just something I cannot do. So they're pricing people out of the market. And like I said, they can do this because who are you going to buy? I mean, now I think there's plenty then. I think you should. I always say you should go to someone else. And there are plenty of other companies and they make better games. And sometimes they make better models too. And I should say go to them. Go to War Cradle with Wild West Exodus. Go to Mantic for Firefight. And go to Warlord Games for Bolt Action. Go to these other companies and, buy their models and play their games. Their games tend to be a lot better too. A lot more, they're faster. I've always seen them do faster games. And there you go. So, that's my opinion. That's what I think Games Workshop's biggest problem. Biggest problem is they have no real competition. And I can't really say it's GW's fault of this one because it's not. It really isn't that bad for them. But it does mean they can get away with a lot more than, say, Xbox could. Xbox couldn't suddenly say, we're releasing a Xbox Series Super Duper, I lost the words there, and we're going to release it for £2,000 without Sony going, yeah, we're going to same stats, but we're doing it for $500. And people go, why am I buying Sony? I'm going to spend 25% of what Xbox will cost because, a lot of the games are going to be the same. Very few get over, unless you really want, the exclusive titles, Halo for Xbox, and Bethesda now, or, Guerrilla Games and Insomniac for PlayStation. Well, even for Nintendo in this one, with Nintendo's entire catalogue just being mostly exclusives, there would be no real reason for you to go out and buy the Xbox for 4 times the price of the PlayStation. It would be a bit silly, really. And there you go. And the same with chocolate. If you see the prices of chocolate, like I did, you got Cadbury's and you have Mars Corporation, 2 major companies within the United Kingdom. I don't know about globally, but I've got to United Kingdom. And you'll see that the prices are very similar. They're very similar. Because again, if they were to release something for 4 times the price as the other, everyone's just going to go straight to the other because it's cheaper. There you go. And you see this all the time in supermarkets. You have them always fighting who's cheapest and who's best quality food because that's what people want. And with Games Workshop not having that, it does really seem to be an issue that it is affecting them. It is affecting them because even though their profits were up the last quarter, I believe it was, there was a slight drop in sales, which means people are not buying it. And when it comes up to a point where they actually do say, yeah, okay, there's been a slight drop in sales, people are walking away. And I think a lot of it is because they have no competition. And I hope people are going to other game companies because I would like to see more people go and play Mantic. I would like to see people play the Dystopian Age series. I heard Battletech is doing really well. As another one I should mention. But there you go. And that's just it. That's my thoughts. What do you think? As I said, the question is out there. Is Games Workshop's biggest problem? I have stated my claim. I've stated my argument. I would like to see yours down below. Like, comment, and share. As always, I would like to speak to you guys. I do enjoy the conversations down below. And I'll see you again soon. And yeah, link to Wayland Games if you want to save some money. Or try a different game. Always try a different game. Kings of War is up there for £64. This Storm in the Shires box is actually pretty good if you like halflings and ogre and orcs. Sorry, orcs. There is this for War Cradle. You have a Showdown That Retribution box, which is a fantastic box because you have Nikola Tesla in that one. Or you can do Dystopian Age with the Prometheus or Sturgium Skies. Sturgium Skies is one that kind of clicks for me because it flies. So there you go. Down below if you want to try a different game. There is my comic, my merchandise as well. As always, if you click on that, that is all done by me. And even the story is done by me. I did the writing too. And finally, there is Forbidden Planet for comics. And of course, there's Patreon. But as always, treat yourself something first. Rather than just giving me money, I'd rather you actually do that. It benefits all of us. And I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.